Okay, so the first thing we're doing is we're going to dump the oil.
So we've gone ahead and done that. We dropped the oil.
And on the Softails, your plug is at the back here. So
right down here.
Point to it again.
Right there.
Yeah, right there.
All right.
And what we like to do is we use those, like whatever those aluminum pans are.
Yeah.
And then we just
roaster pans.
Yeah, and then we just put them in this is typically used for cars. And we just fill it till it's full, and then we pour it into empty jugs, and then I've got a bin outside.
And we send it to the recycle.
And then when the bin is full, we send it to recycle. Yeah, it works perfect.
All right, so this is strapped?
Yeah, bike is strapped and in place. And we've... Okay, so you're lowering that, but let me just check those. So that, see, I don't know if you see that, what happened. He let that go, so the tension's off the straps. So now I'm going to tighten that up. I'm going to go to the other side here. Do the same. Because otherwise, your straps are doing nothing. Okay, and don't do it too much, because the suspension will cause the bike to lean pretty hard. Okay, so, oh my goodness.
All right. I wasn't really planning on filming this part here. I was just going to get it in line so we could lift it back in.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys saw that, because I had to abandon my duties as cameraman and grab the crash bar to keep the bike from falling off the lift.
Well, it wouldn't have fallen.
Well, it could have. I don't trust straps. I don't trust the bike. I don't trust the lift. I've had a bike fall off once, and it damaged my beautiful chopper tank. So now...
We're good there.
What was it? I guess I do trust. I trust, but verify.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. No, not enough tension there. Good tension on that strap.
All right. Okay.
Good tension on that strap. We're good.
All right. So here I am, just a guy minding his own business, enjoying a wonderful ride with my bro Jamie, and I come to a stop and I hear this horrific squeaking sound coming from my motor. I hope this never happens to you, but thankfully we were close to home, so we just cruised home and did some research, and we figured that it's a faulty lifter. We believe one of the rollers may have seized and therefore is causing some issues and driving on the cam. So we're going to start the bike briefly, just for your viewing pleasure, and so you can hear the sound.
In case it happens to you.
In case it happens to you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to disassemble, we're going to take this apart, remove the lifters, and we're going to make sure that that actually is the problem.
How old is the lifter?
Well, I'm not going to say the brand, because I do trust the brand, but lifters do fail, and the lifters are probably less. They're probably around 5,000 to 7,000 kilometers.
Yeah, so
really
3,000 to 4,000 miles.
That's right. So one of the lifters failed on a roller. So because I don't know, it happens. Anyways, let's dig into it. So we're going to start the bike, and James is going to come in. You can hear what it sounds like, and then we're going to dig in and start ripping things apart.
It's almost like a chirp, 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 and it's like that cam is making contact with something is what it sounds like as it spins around.
Yeah, so anyways, it's all bad.
All bad.
It's all bad.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's fix it.
Okay, Kev, what are you going to do first?
Well, first thing we need to do is get rid of this air filter.
So for all of you who maybe this is the first time you've seen one of our videos, we did a full stage 2 on this bike already before we made the decision to start filming for Wrench and Ride Customs. So the lifters, as we mentioned earlier, are just a few thousand miles on them. And like when we say a few, we mean like 3,000 or 4,000. There is no reason that this lifter should have failed so quickly. So it's quite possible, if it is a lifter, that it's a mechanical or a quality issue with that particular lifter.
So if you take a look in here, we can see quite a bit of oil that's pooled at the bottom of this air cleaner. And we can also see that there's quite a bit of oil residue that's inside the intake.
What's that from, Kevin?
So up in the heads, you've got breathers.
It's a crappy design.
Yeah, it's not the best design from Harley.
There's like little foam, right? That gets saturated.
It gets saturated. So the oil doesn't return down and it gets put through little holes that you can see in here, and it gets right here, this little slit.
Yeah.
Right on both sides. Those are little breather holes that come in right from the heads.
Right.
And it allows oil to go right back and get burned through the engine. And so it's not good.
It's kind of part of that whole EPA thing
That's correct. Yeah.
that Harley has to do to be compliant.
S&S has just recently come out with a really great product.
The twin cam breather system is finally here. These billet construction breathers use our unique labyrinth filtering system to separate air and oil. Doing so returns the oil into your engine where it belongs. The stock system it replaces uses a sponge-like material used to absorb the oil as it flows through the breather, but when a sponge is saturated, it can't absorb anymore. Our labyrinth design captures the oil while allowing airflow through the system. As the captured oil makes its way through the labyrinth, it drains back into the rocker boxes where the oil belongs. S&S Cycle twin cam breathers are designed to keep oil buildup out of your air cleaner and prevent that annoying mist and drip all around your air cleaner cover and engine. Our breathers, like everything we make, deliver proven performance.
That you can put those in place of what Harley has in there for the breathers, and you really never have to worry about it again.
Yeah, so we'll be buying those, and we'll make a video on it.
It'll really cut down on this kind of thing here.
Yeah, it's a labyrinth design where the oil goes where the oil is supposed to go, and the air goes where the air is supposed to go. Go figure, eh? And if you're American, because we are Canadian, you're going to hear a fair amount.
Right on, A. So I'm just going to clean this up a little bit real quick. Okay, so now we're going to get into this. So what we need to do is I'm going to work on this cylinder here. And in order to get this cylinder into top dead center, so we've lifted the rear tire so that we have free movement. We're going to put this bike in 6th gear. First thing we need to do is remove the spark plugs so that we're not working against that pressure in the cylinder. And then we're going to come over here and start taking apart these push rods. All right, so the Screaming Eagle spark plugs that I've got in here take a 5/8 socket. So this is a specific special socket for removing spark plugs. Any 5/8 will work, but these ones here, if you notice inside, they have a little rubber gasket in there.
It's hard to see, but
yeah. So that will actually grab the top of the spark plug and help you to pull it out. So I just removed the spark plug wire. All right, guys, so whenever you have an opportunity, if you need to take your spark plugs out, it's always a good idea to do a little bit of an inspection. Make sure that the gap is still good, you don't have any deterioration. And so as you can see, and the color of your spark plug is very important as well. So this one here is in pretty good shape.
it's almost a new spark plug, right? It's got what?
Well, it's got about the same amount of kilometers that these.
Yeah, 5,000 to 7,000 kilometers, 3,000 to 4,000 miles.
Yeah, so it's in pretty good shape. There's nothing wrong with the diode or.
But that tells you a lot about what the condition of the bike and how it's running. You can learn a lot by looking at the spark plug. So we'll put a graphic up right now to show you what, if you saw something that wasn't what we just showed you, what it might mean. And there's several there. So just take a minute to take a look at that.
All right, so I'm going to put the bike in 6th gear.
Okay. And you might have to turn the rear wheel. That's what he's doing right now. Just turning the rear wheel a little bit as you shift the gears, just get it into that gear.
All right, so we're going to be working on this rear cylinder first. We're going to open up these push rods.
Let's make sure they understand too that these are adjustable push rods, not solid that come factory.
We're going to take these covers off.
That matters here in this
that
particular.
definitely matters.
If these were solid, we'd have to take the heads off.
Which is exactly why we went with adjustables.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so now that we got that, we're just going to lift these up. Now a little trick is if you get yourself an elastic band and paper clip, just loop that around one of the head bolts up here to hold that out of the way. Now, this push rod, oh, we must be close to top dead center. I can feel that. So you can see that this is, I can move this freely, but I think we're pretty close to top dead, but not quite. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to start removing these adjustable push rods. So get yourself a small screwdriver, and you're going to put this screwdriver into your spark plug hole, right? And Jamie's going to rotate this back tire, and when this screwdriver comes all the way up, and if it starts going back down, then you get him to turn the tire the other way so that the piston is at the very top, and that way you know your piston's at top dead center, and your push rods should be moving freely, and then we'll be able to take them out.
So I'm back here, and I'm going to turn the wheel. All right, let's do it. You're just kind of turning.
Okay, we got some movement here. Okay, so go the other way. Keep coming. Keep coming.
So I'm going backwards now because we surpassed top dead
Okay,
center.
well, go back a little bit.
Forward.
Yeah.
I'm just turning like tiny little increments at a time here.
Okay, well, we're right there.
Okay.
Okay, so now we've reached top dead center. It's good.
You can see the push rod there. So
yeah, and the push rod moves freely, right? So you know that the lifter valves are closed, pistons at top dead center. All right, so we have two 7/16 wrenches. This is the lock nut right here.
Okay.
So we got to bust that lock nut free.
And do not over tighten those. They do not need to be 2 oogas. Not even 1 ooga, like a half an ooga. And
so because we're going to be removing this, we're going to take this lock nut and we're going to drop it all the way down. So I've screwed this adjustable push rod all the way out. So now we're going to release this, and we're just going to pull the whole assembly out like that.
just like that.
Just like that. And we're just going to set this aside. So I'm just taking a look at the top of this ball. This is the hole where the oil goes up, and this ball fits inside of the rockers up here in the head. There doesn't appear to be any wear or scuff marks, so we know we have good lubrication. Nice and smooth. Okay, so this is good.
So now you're going to just repeat that 3 more times?
We're going to repeat that. We're going to remove this one. Then we're going to put this front cylinder into top dead center, and we're going to remove those. Then we're going to remove these covers,
Okay.
and remove the lifters. And those what we believe is the culprit. So
Yeah, so we're going to go and remove the rest of the push rods. You just repeat this process 3 more times, and then we will show you what to do next.
Okay, guys, so Jamie rotated the tire. I had the screwdriver in the front cylinder and it was at the top. But as you notice, I cannot freely move this push rod. So there's 2 strokes. So if this happens to you, just rotate the tire one more time, get that to go to top dead center again, and we'll show you that that'll move freely.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you how I do this. It's the same process that Kevin's talking about, but with the front cylinder, we're just able to get the camera in and maybe show you a bit better angle, so you might be able to see what we're doing here. So, okay, Kevin, zoom in. So this is your lock nut, right? And then this is 7/16 wrench here, lock nut there, and what you're wanting to do is loosen that, right? So you want to separate that, and then from there, you should be able to do it by hand. You see how easy that is? Just with your finger, and just thread it all the way down, and it'll just drop. No big deal.
That's not dropping into a different dimension.
No. So the next thing is you put your wrench here, 7/16 again, and then you use your fingers to just grab the push rod, and you're threading it upward, like that. So I've been adjusting that push rod up, and now you can start to see, right? We're getting close, but I can't remove it yet.
So is that the lock nut that we see there? That's,
Yeah. There's the lock nut that
So
fell.
it didn't go into a different dimension.
Yeah,
It's just
and then
went down to the bottom.
I bumped that O-ring, so I'm just going to use my finger to put that O-ring back in.
Well, we're going to replace those anyway.
And now you can start to see, like I can see how I can move it up and down now. So now I can slide the whole thing all the way up. And then if you can see, I'm going to remove that clip, right? And then the whole thing is going to come right out, just like that.
Perfect. All right, guys and gals. We are going to take off these covers. So let me get my glasses on because I'm going blind. So we've got a 5 mil here. No, 3/16.
3/16?
Allen, yeah.
Okay.
So
Allen.
just like before when we were working on the primary, we're going to crack these. Now, if you don't have Allen keys with these round balls on the end, I would definitely recommend getting a set, because this is going to simplify your life when you get into tight situations like what we've got here. What we've got here is failure to communicate.
All right, all you 70s childs who grew up as a teenager in the 80s, what band was that?
Yeah.
Put it in the comments.
Ding, 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 ding. All right, that one's pretty tight. All right, so we cracked with the 3/16 by hand. Now we can use power tool to get these out. That's why these round ones, because they work at an angle.
Just a time saver.
Yeah, these are extremely tedious. May or may not.
The back ones are fun.
Yeah, they're. Might have to do these by hand anyway.
Yeah, because you do not want to strip them.
No.
Ended up having to do the back one by hand, just couldn't get the tool in there. A little bit of tedious work is better than something stripped, but if you can take the shortcut and do it, without damaging anything, it's always nice to save a bit of time.
I do recall we used a little dab of blue Loctite on these when we put this together, when we were working on the cams and the push rods. So there we go. Okay. Well, remove this. You can see our lifters are right sitting at the top, so that's really nice. Looks like we got some debris here.
What was that?
I don't know. It was just a piece of rock or something. All right. So if you look here, the gasket, there is a little rod here which locks the lifters so that they won't come out. So the first thing we're going to do is I've got a gasket kit coming. So we're going to remove these gaskets. You got to be careful because they are sharp. And then we're going to take retaining rod out.
So take the retaining rod out next after you've taken the gasket.
And that's right. Because this is sitting so nice and fat up at the top. Okay.
All right, there we go.
There's
Lifter number 1. And
that roller's working nicely.
so it's not that lifter.
Not that lifter.
Lifter number 2.
All right, well, I couldn't quite get this one with my fingers because she's oily and slippery. So grab yourself a magnet. And there you go.
All right, contestant number 2. Is it the culprit?
Oh, look at that. Look at that damage. See that? That is a problem. We've
Yep.
got some bad scoring, got some flat spots there. Now, this might lead a person to have some fears that maybe the cam lobes have been damaged as well, but this is definitely the problem.
So now that we know which lifter is causing the problem, we have to look inside there and look at the camshaft, and you can clearly see some scoring lines. Now, I'm going to take a picture of this. We're also probably going to send this off to the manufacturer. We're going to show them pictures of the lifter. We're going to show them pictures of the camshaft. That is definitely scored. Bad news.
Yeah, most certainly. And it's expensive. So, regardless of what we get back as a reply, these camshafts are going to have to be replaced, because if I put brand new lifters in on a camshaft that's got scoring, it's just going to continue to do damage. So unfortunately, that is the case. So Harley poor. All right. But you know what? So these are fueling 543 cams. They really start pulling after 3,500 RPMs. So they're called the Highway Flyer. I've really enjoyed them, but I really have to keep my RPMs up in order to go in lower gears. So I think I'm actually going to switch. I might think maybe Woods 222s or 555s.
I want to say Mickey Cohen, one of the videos I watched from him, he said that for a 96 that has stock compression, stock heads, Woods 555 is the way to go.
Well then, that sounds exciting. Stay tuned to your local station, boys and girls, because we got some 555s coming for install.